My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo.
Welcome to PENDREAM TV, the home of fearless truth and unfiltered political talk. In today's episode, Nana Darko goes all out blasting the GRNMA and the NPP for unfairly blaming the health minister. He raises a shocking question. What could be more dangerous than Dr. Bawumia hugging assassin in public? Stay tuned because this explosive revelation will shock the very core of Ghanaians politics. Do subscribe as well, like and also share for other members to watch as well. Thank you.
Kakra Afa Ra versus Rich, and of course Honorable Minta Akando in the picture. But I think be more kafa honey idea. And you see, this country, most of us are not serious. Unya minister or not ready so besumwa, we take him for granted. Minister so mumu ya into say ministers besum ya in the past administrations we praise them. It's Ghana Franca say mudu renyeden. You have a minister like Honorable Minta Akando, very down to earth, Kwame. Minister otimi ewura a hospital ko patients. Say patients egugu hodum bisa mo say na mo to say mo ba ye no say na nurses ni doctors treat mo na sikasam ko say munya sika to aduro na sabi mo kura mo didi say minister bisa nia sabi ye misakura, not because for the fun of it or podcast and if we razzmatazz the noise around certain things. No, and yes, he want to whip up public sentiment. But indeed, you will see a minister who to me say, why a crowd say Ghana be fan into my pefra. And that is Minta Akando. A Juma Papaya way yina yankayo. Rafa oko sheki no. I know now better than the topic. And to me, say, no my way, especially NPP for a dream ben panadum. It is sad. It is sad. And my prime minister me who say the minority in parliament atrokrata abo minister yabasoda. And my pa honorable Minta Akando me who say one more criticizing no abonabaso. Ghana registered nurses and medical say midwifery association say midwifery operation sa squad no. Me, I respect every nurse in this country. I respect every doctor, every lab technician. In fact, every health personality. Me boo. But sir, Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association, led by Sam Ameno, or the same thing, was too political. It is a query there. I can't say that. But how much should I say? They are not in to support the health system of our country. How much let's say purely political. Me I am in person make us ma me ni kun ana ye NPP chairman Obotiano. Esa na me sa asem no. It mean kasa. But o me mo bia kasa ni kun NPP chairman ti wo mo koda wo mo dwene ho a no de krata ba bonten. O dia say ene Ghana Registered Nurses Midwifery Association so why omo bo Honorable Minta Akando tisu so bo ye man 48 hours and arrest ofiti no arrest it's investigations. Yeah, investigations. In any case, your case will be a kudi bone wa bam and will be a discard. And as so soldier ni bi ana osra ni bi and I say police ni bi ana security personnel be edibonia. The person is first you can say interdicted. Yeah, interdicted on the pakono. And Kwame, pe one tape na honorable kasa. Utimi say, wakasa here mu say eti like not on training sa entia sabi wakoto abi wo prison kura na woni pakono training sa eti mo. You see why? I deal with so better than the topic. Yeah, over Facebook. Where one of the hospitals are Honorable Minta Akando eko ye eno mudin komo en minim se kasa wasianka Ghana fonte kakra. Oh, I mean, like you see, yeah, too much. This man is working. One of the fantastic.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. When you are what to say? Good. So within the cabinet meeting, we said good morning, good morning.
August, but I should think something. What's the time?
And one can. You also say only the yard. Five. How much is 5? And I don't hear.
From 7 and from Canada.
That doctor not in your mouth. And then, who consulting room? Maybe I do call you room 1.
But if I found the cut off room 7.
But maybe I know a doctor, but not a doctor in the room 1. No, the cat room 1, doctor, what you remember.
Honorable Minta Kando, Ejuma Woyi. Look, Ghana Niete, how many health ministers? And yenya sebi fitting Kruma Breswa. Yenya health minister bia was sorry free na kache. And yes, sir, what called the normal service check. Etienne anya one nurses ni doctors could din komo. Omwa managing hospitals na ya no sa professionalism no where he went down to the patients. What's him me back no ka tell say wo ba fiti anopa ye man adru. And it's true. Say anybody be break and sometimes nurses ni bi ho no omo nyade but they be so yade and sometimes you can also even blame the nurses because omo under supply. Under supply. Because o man nankasa na ye nyina bra ne sikase mu nti ye nuanom wa wie school ye ntimi mfa mu nya adwuma. But as a country we should try dedicate. Look, we have resources. One more tifie ne yemfo mu ngu nurse mu Ghana for ye okwan bia so ye betua. When you now honorable minister ye me de bia me kama sem say sa wo ya dia otu maba betena siaka. I don't care whether I meet you or I don't meet you. I don't care. I don't care. Yehunu se ma me Lodina Mahama eye adwuma in opposition. Kwame obi ahia no. We don't care whether we meet her because adwuma pa na ma me ne ye in opposition. Me say anka ebetima koma me Rebecca Kufuado honom because that time me Rebecca na neska no ho. Adenti ana adwuma Lodina Mahama and today meka ensem ni bi nso afa ma me Lodina ani ne kuno adwuma pa omso omguso ye. Such a person Minta Kando disase edie na ekoso ma ye ma me mo echrekere nyemam etie ne ma papa ye Ghana Registered and Nurses Association enya ne ma pa enkamfa NPP especially minority in parliament etime mo papa we abaso na emom ye say wako hage raf onu kura jeso hage no oye den wo chia no onu chia no keke na kwame granted in pose wo hage raf no asembe no kan ye bebokuro CCTV cameras na buy no send ye na ye ne PRO bi kasa no kwame ohun se auto phone bi. I don't want to prejudge but nioma ye na me ye certain places owura ba me akura ono be vice president onya half minister wo be ye vice president in this country, the second most important person in Ghana per portfolio. Eko ha ge en sentrefo aka nyambrasam sentrefo a wo munkasa emu no omunya John Dramani Mahama umbeku no ometwa Lodina Mahama ti wo mumpo oko ha ge wom fa picture ne to so mame enu no de obi anka hwe We call me central for TikTokers. Yes, what me central for? What me TikTokers? Social media na for. Aya for antino. Wo bia ana onim say na me check it. Sa camera nkete to be train Ghana cities. Akwanem so tomiensa 1002. E to am dey so many say munu kwa. So be your proper mic we bi. Na ya fa na adwuma aye adwuma no e be che na ho na be fa no. Nyansa se me no beka. Ye yo man yo beka nsemu no. TikTokers, what more TikTokers? TikTokers. We not disrespect to TikTokers because you want TikTokers be one more use platform to heal our country. What more can say who are born mine or rubber me say awa too. Me no mamma Chalefa or rubber me picture net to war hagging microphone. Now no minority in parliament, NPP, muye. What kind of hypocrisy is that? Messi saying the Kwame. Central no amutu try ya to futrogu Ghana for any no. Yamanin kaho. Some truth are repeated lies. No krebi wo hon ma yentra. Ye tra atuho. Ya sesan na dana no krene. You saw. One say the world is square in shape. You know, say the world is spherical. I say, bra Facebook na be. Owura ba mea. O hage TikTok ano. Amamboyo for krampo hage wom. Yeah, in any judge. And you cannot blame Owura ba mea because we are politician. I'm a politician, my bamontiase. We are politician and politicians hagging. Politician, when you be kisu. Not because e be opel vote. Look, a human na politician say no, I am normal. Eti me, nana, you can say, nana do dan kwaku fado. Ni se wabroni asem. Ya only thing who say make say, wo use your private jet. Yes agenda no. So oba kofa say wabroni am emfa me ho. Ya me ka ta say, emfa me ho. Eti ne mebu han ma me otu da kwa no waste my time on it. Because sometimes I'm criticizing from your west. Don't waste my time on it. Say, oba ka dem say be me bia kofa get we news. Bema kofa ge news. Oh. Any news. The only thing any news they say a government sika na, a government private jet na, and the news. To kofa say wa bronia, kofa fa sika top private jet and high private jet man. But say na kofa na kofa say wa bronia me fa mo ben. Me ma no mo so mo nyesa no mo ndika into the first one. Eti ne mabu hon ma me friend tag me no ehun ya me I will think of where to a massa enya kweda bi amfi duase enya kweda bi emfa duane nsi ohia ni anim I mean now who can watch bra Facebook na picture no lie me kan to ana o hage no e no hage no eti minta kando e dia na mo bo ni ti susu boyi wa ye den me tron ya mapa minta kando aye ba kokura me yichi da wi bebre and anytime woni ma bebra me ye because from minta kando a ese mi radwo mahama ne yira kache kakra drips ensensam so hono mu a ese me hwe hono kakra nyam ka ta se ene abejafo be ba ye bedin komo eno so ho kakra akwatia ensensam ese ekọ ne ene ayi empanyifo so din komo ne ene masa adaje ni puso ba sense munu bi say na ese kan to ase munya sense munu no asa minta kando so sabi oni kama for no amu aso din ti na mo kan gu no so sa adan mo me yen kan ni papa na onya boni bia he's not even supposed to be the center of attraction ono onya rich ono onya rough eti ono no how osimu sen. Anyways, micro minority omanye de dom onya relevant normal make me say you just want to be relevant very well, but if this is how relevance is about, then I don't want to be relevant. I want to be relevant for the positive reasons, for the right causes. Me a journalist bia sanka me pese sabi me di ye to say me nuanu bia, and I'm not saying say me nuanu bia di ye in journalism nyana yakronfo. I didn't say that, but the bi nso ni makwa mo fa so di ye ye nyina betima fa sa kwa no so bi, but every year net say me nim say radio abo miskani The man for 100,000 cities. MS my destiny. No. Oko no ahia no mema. Hwia. Enso bia anka wunya abotra ubenya $100 million or pounds. Na ebia with some 200,000 cities as a sound shebre. Na politician na use to get on an agenda. Etimi politician obe na dwen so obe manim for bribe obe dwini too. Obe too. But we have some journalists in this country, politicians and on drink cry. No, free women me go nim say or crofo. When him say the one see the crowd to pronounce obeje. I am famra. Thank you. Sabi ka kura ye ni bi. Men kan gu mi ho anim ase. Kwa me kwa start produce ofotro. Me bon price will be na dum one day o hand ma o say ya talk abeche. But I know it will pay someday. I know it will pay up someday. And then there be a bro. But minim sa osuru e record adwuma pa ye yasum Ghana. You understand what I'm saying? It's one way adwuma pa. Let's praise them. Minta Kando is one of them. And I know sir professional journalists my crowd some besum Ghana mo no so. But ale yankosu njina brane we will overcome them. Minim say jene for the doors was system. But I tell you say, yeah, few of us, we can overcome them. Eti misramo. Mumma minta akando. Omume. Mumma ne hume. And kwame, mamisa video ya. Look, let's listen to. Was it a press briefing? Yes, me per that particular video na no kasenti. Obi training sakura anko on channel. Me person ye see the kind of passion na crash na de kasai. Oma team na Obi ya the pass yankai. Rafi was starting sanitation agenda. Obi ya mo Rafa basoda. Ne kasa
into my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, should I push the guy that don't whisper anything into my ears? Should I snub him? Should I shout at him? Even if that guy has been prosecuted and sentenced to life imprisonment and he stretches his hand to shake me as a minister, as a public officer, I have the duty to stretch and greet him. So let us not reduce the fact that I shook hands with him does not mean that I should stop any measure or any steps that the ministry or government will take to unravel the situation. Something into my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, should I push the guy that don't whisper anything into my ears? Should I snub him? Should I shout at him? Even if that guy has been prosecuted and sentenced to life imprisonment and he stretches his hand to shake me as a minister, as a public officer, I have the duty to stretch and greet him. So let us not reduce the fact that I shook hands with him does not mean that I should stop any measure or any steps that the man occurred at Red Hospital. On Monday morning, I sent a delegation to Red Hospital to ascertain the situation. When the delegation came up upon debriefing, I realized that I had to follow up. And ladies and gentlemen, let me state this, that I have the health workers of this country at heart.
This stop Agrada from going to prison. You talk unintelligently. As a man, you critical thinking and practical reasoning in school. You tell me for Jesus na matam and I'm the parliament. Why? Now radical, you see, look where books, yeah, but it's not the ultimate too. The ultimate factor for national development is the intellect of the creator. Now you're true Facebook, not true free. Challenge our mind for work. Yeah, in a book. On my way, just out to profane and him. Go and tell that to the Chinese. No, go to Korea. No, go to France. No, go to Singapore. Go to Malaysia. Who speak Malay? not jokers. A country that prioritizes English over a Greek will speak English on empty stomach, and Ghana is one of them. But Kwame, Sanfami ko Minta Akando, and let's listen to this video. In fact, we nenka Ajuma mebeye neho. But you see, Kwame, let's set the record straight because it's becoming who minister na you. Minister Kra on boom kro, he has respected them. Ajina Juma, Aberit, Kenoforia Tanko Baba, Adanya Gananiati. Kenoforia Tanko Baba. Emre Wakura Ninkokura, Wakunkum Bebre through the domestic debt exchange program. So when you have people like Minta Kanda, please let's respect them. The least we can do is to applaud what they are doing and not to denigrate them.
That occurred at Ridge Hospital. On Monday morning, I sent a delegation to Ridge Hospital to ascertain the situation. When the delegation came up upon debriefing, I realized that I had to follow up. And ladies and gentlemen, let me state this, that I have the health workers of this country at heart. And so any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, is unfortunate. And we must stop that. It's an avoidable tension we must avoid. It doesn't help the sector. If indeed you are a practicing health professional in the sector, it doesn't help the sector. And so, when the delegation came back, I had to follow up. I was in a company with the Deputy Director General and other directors of the ministry. We joined the medical superintendent at the Ridge Hospital, and I visited the victims. After going around, we had a closed-door meeting to discuss the issues, not insults. One, how to look at beefing on the internal security, staffing issues. So, after the closed-door meeting, I came out to address the press to categorically condemn the physical attack. And that is the most important aspect. And for me, let me at this point reiterate to the whole country that irrespective of the level of provocation at any health facility in this country, nobody, irrespective of your status in society, absolutely nobody has the right to attack any health professional in this country. That is the gravamen of the issue. No diversionary tactics about handshaking. That is what we must concentrate on, to send a clear signal that our health professionals working at the various health facilities are safe. And so, after the engagement with the management, when I pulled out of the wards, then, in fact, in the engagement with the management, I made it clear to them that I had listened to their side of the story. And therefore, as a minister, I will also listen to the other side of the story. And I then constituted a committee to look into the matter, break out recommendations for implementation. A lawyer, a nurse, a medical doctor, an auditor, an HR person to go into the matter. Now, when I pulled out, my attention was drawn to a gentleman called Ralph, who was at the center of the controversy. And so he was working towards us as a group. The medical director was with me, the deputy director general was also with me. Then I asked, why did you do this, gentleman? When I asked, most of you were there, I mean the press, you were there. So you can attest to what I'm saying. You were there with me. When I asked him, the gentleman then stretched his hand, shaking me and trying to whisper something into my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, should I push the guy that don't whisper? That occurred at Ridge Hospital. On Monday morning, I sent a delegation to Ridge Hospital. The guy that don't whisper to ascertain that occurred at Ridge, the situation.
And he explanations being be.
When the delegation came up,
do you need
briefing,
to be an NDC before you can decode this wisdom? Inti so we NPP ni dia say nyansan untimi decode. We CPP ni untimi decode. Necessarily, but must you be an NDC before you can decode this wisdom? What is this pure hatred? Down me can say, and you see, I don't want to engage in tribal bigotry this morning, but you see, it's obvious that when a certain NDC government is in power, we treat them with a pinch of salt, and when a certain MPP is in power, we treat them like Arabian kings. Even though MPP for the we still go and worship and treat them like Arabian kings. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if John Dramani Mahama from ne, I will tell him today. You know why? Ghana is bigger than any president of the land. Ghana is bigger than any political party of the land. That is fine. But at least Vision 1, time when John Dramani Mahama was so, and I gave it to him. But the difference between John Dramani Mahama and DC, any Ebia Ora Bamian people, say, John Dramani Mahama, no fire no cry, apart from say Austrino, not only vindictive, no, not or say Agwe Kano, and some more person was a son who was yes, safely home. That is John Dramani Mahama. But Bamia, NDC, I can say MPP Bamia, they will never. Mr. My women, you 1 year doom light. You can catch the minister for energy. So we ran a pool. My timetable was here then. I am fair timetable. He disrespected us in this country. So why? They told anything. Minister no crown wabutre. And Sa Ghana registered nurses and Meguno. Ghana registered nurses and midwifery wine. No, I call it Meguno. No, Massa, we want intelligent groupings in this country. Focus groupings about for Ghana to be saved. Ghana registered nurses and midwife. Once someone had the Pentimi home, Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association. Midwifery. Mr. Meguno. Mamino leading the Meguno. What they are done, the women organizer wing of NPP. Montimi can crunch no more. Now, South PR is very arrogant. One Ghana Registered Nurses, PR, very arrogant guy. Pointing fingers at Honorable Minta. You this small boy, who are you? Small boy. When you PR ready, I won't come on to now we are PR, we are Jumabaya. Ghana Registered Nurses Association, you PR, we are Massa. No, me, I respect nurses. No, Kwame, me bu nurses. Look, rage for Bianca. And now me better man can for rage. Rage for me. Nurses, doctors, lab technicians, come I respect them. But that equal Meguno. Equal phone. Meguno. Yabe say ngwa.
Sina ba me wo issue or
make sense Meguno leadership we won't be free so. They ever sponsor different leadership I take over.
But say omo your concern nurses associations wo.
Why also be trouble?
Omo me solid pa.
Omo you concern nurses.
Yes
and you ever support to concern.
Omo release be cry.
I'm your concern nurses.
Yes.
I'm the answer for me. Okay. I mean, why? What they want? Party my general secretary no a voice on the general secretary they be on there or respectful. Ono so nyewa Yehovah. What you say organizations go on ma what you say purely agenda against NDC. Me NPP na teso na mo ye no say I will say it. I'm telling you. I'll say it. But how are sometimes you guys treat
I've taken my the first thing okay, first at least first, third, and fourth point. It makes sense. And now quite a bizarre director and say, what are the security implications? Yeah, on the aquam. Why do you not be properly and country? They can't say, well, I mean, they are trying to beef up internal security. The police, they have a police post close to the mortuary and all that. All those people were there, and I started when you see it. And you know, the security situation has not been improved, and we are not happy about that. At the time, here my tiny second point. No, Minister, no, who said there are systems over there. If he doesn't understand, he should get somebody to educate him. And you make a choice. Say triage system, no, so yes, Obi, don't buy out. Me can't buy into the shame.
Yeah, Doc, I get you, but I think because
triage, Nia, who said, oh yeah, no, immediate care, and I say, delayed care as compared to others. If you are not the immediate care, they will attend to you immediately. So, by time, others, and after they will neglect you. They will give you first aid or whatever, but they will attend to other people who need more a year. It doesn't mean that they are delaying whatever. So that statement doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense. Whoever wrote that statement doesn't even understand the hospital system. Or a farmer resident. What kind of life is that? Mania, you are called disaster when you are told about a young statement. Sunday, no, your man for call, and then Rayman proposed to call, and they are called any hospital directors. What delay? Now, what banner a month for you are the whole game of such a base of car near Fender? We are passing high. No, there is system delay. What kind of delay? There was no such delay. They went strictly by the laydown or a farmer resident. What kind of life is that? Mania, you are called disaster when you are told about a young statement. Sunday, no, your man for call, and then Rayman proposed to call, and they are called any hospital directors. What delay? Now, what banner a month for you are the whole game of such a base of car near Fender? We are passing high. No, there is system delay. What kind of delay? There was no such delay. They went.
Say. So, or your farmer. So, a person let's say, Nancy Jumano, and ye quia eti. One way ye quia for the woman day. One way ye quia for a yenim guase for. One way ye quia for, or person let's say, Sebi, yen and animal, a decree a share in school, no, woman in Yansa. Kase minister no or dream say we kuayo no we a general secretary Magana. I can now understand why some nurses ejai tawo egu enkrofo yam after operation surgeons, and I can understand because when we are no course no we be surgeons we operation obawie no we that tawo obi yam no. We have doctors in this country. We have nurses in this country. We have lab technicians in this country. We salute all of you this afternoon. But appendages of health, BT said General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association with you. One and Etimokotua saying, how did you vote? How could you elect such element to be your leaders, nurses and doctors? How? Midwives, for what? Catch a honorable minister, Minta Kando, who can say, winning is so fear. Now, I have win a bit back and a Yasaba, what to me, Biano Case, Wakase, a farming. Nabio, an honorable Minta Kando, put in a temwa, Yama, many a papanum and an animal queer for. How do you insult them with this nonsense talk? Now, when I interview, no? And I will be so giant. Me, these are the kind of interviews I like. Me come and get to radio. So your phone and be my brother. Go to hell. Go to hell. Because on tell radio soon the D on attempt I will know beer. Nya so could post by association. They say na me yet leader of University Student Association of Ghana. Sometimes association for getting carry. Why? Ejuma minta akando aye. No, but why is even minta akando at the center of attraction? Why? Is minta akando Ridge Hospital? Is minta akando RAF? And yani PR of Ridge Kasa. She said categorically say, "Eya RAF etu phone no." And I said, "What the phone no ebo abaywa na phone no etwa no phone etwa nipa. Mo kasi yen koto and the radios well." Well, my producer Kwam Kwache say CCTV camera and a CCTV footage near course no. I will RAF and yet near Moshe de Biano. We're exclusive. Forgetting the social media. Obiani bi. So I call social media and Obiani bi. Chesia no this fantastic one. CCTV footage no. Kwame Kwachi be yin se ya. Na mom na me say oh Kwame so mom 30 seconds afi no moba. Wo de again ya na de tum. Relax. Mom na me say he for na RAF. Edi phone. Kwame I shouldn't even be saying it. Kwame Fatum. Wo de Fatum. Na mo say RAF the phone no. Sa RAF or home or Danny phone is kind. Ne twa. Wo de yan kwede yankongwe. Kwame Fatum mame. Afi mom na me. Ene da so yi. Yes. Oba no ahye. When the CCTV na one more day investigations no mo me baby a RAF no fom ye. Wa fom a mon kan wadwen kire no. Wan fom ye so de anea ensem hunu ese no no. Obi su turu do matwa yankonego ene da so yi. Eti ene koi we no voice in nasi enti otu yase wa na be adwuma no. Time me go school. Your true names of talkatives be na me din kan. Sa na adwuma we ya na me. Eti he. Nti RAF na, say RAF na shetuntum no. Okay. Oba, what you feel about the video? Now I comment it. Oba share na social media class they be a no problem. You see, I remember mu feel one after one per share kura. Wa hima masika share. Sabugi Abuzige share, Mary Adams share. Wafake share. Younger boy, Serenity McCarthy. With your pon PN. Ebeneza Kofi Bredu say me ba chomo here. Eti RAF de shetuntum no. And it am person no. Wo kura phone and okasa wo so. Mo hwe ba bia wo pra nurse no. Ene da wo no. Wo de mo hwe. Mr. we wa ma Facebook and America hu nti no. So obetima mo bia boa wa. Obe ko Facebook no abo Accra 100.5 FM. E do be ba video we yi. We exclusive we obi ani sa video ye pe ne kurenti wa me hwe a mimi ba bia be se anya ne biem. Ko ye wi a onu pa cross we in delete. Ti krumarum en kano kre. Why do you do that? Kofi bread mo share mai. Ko video we ye pe se video ni ko. So poli hilaire. Ene kono. Olivia Dan, I see you. Dan kofa mo nyina mo share video no mo share mo ma no kure ne nko because mo mo Facebook mo ni hwa ye ni ho e mo na mo ye so yeti baby ni latte de la Hammond hey Milia King Farouk wo de so share no be 1 million share me share Fuseni Adams mimia ba ko nso no share me Bright Answer Kodwantwi Honorable Kodwantwi me chiao national security ba cho bibia boko de mo share he fa na RAF FM ni RAF ayen so kura phone no wogu so kasa nti mo de mo hwe wafuma mo nka no kure enso no any PR kasa no o se RAF e di phone no etwa lady no ti me pese me twa hwe ba bi o di phone twa ye no ho na hia me phone da na second try etan and what you feel about it ubetimi diaba ubetimi traba na mention say ken kan mamo o share video so far ugu so here okay Dixon Dagaroso nana I have said it more than 10 million times but you never mention my name who you mean enter na memo no Dixon me das nyame shira Mohammed Umar Farouk or say this nurse will not retire in this profession. She's a damn liar. Abu Tigana Sadek. We should know tomorrow fire. Jenna Chumasi. Or see the NPP guy. Oh, are they? Na Ghana registered nurses. Now, who could NPP chairman? Over Bontia, someone say, you know, Beketia by notice, no, because I know what buying. What I say? Or not optimistic. Leadership na we dey. Me yimu nyina. Me the new leadership. Beba. Ghana Registered Nurses Midwifery Association. Watch out for new leadership because that leadership we dey bebo Ghana. MPP kura na tiso kura so bebo Ghana. Me yo me free so. The next elections no. Mamu obi mo amowi. Mamu humu so some contest elections. Mamu humu so. Okay. Eti we na mo share ye no. Ehefa ana Raf edi phone kwa me mam 1 minute after 1 minute no ye free mpacho e bia fe no bi ba me bacho after 1 minute e be ye free nti wa ma de ende ehefa in this video ehefa eti o je ya what training sa sister bia o she asa minim ne kala no because of sensitivity me she da ho ne yi and as a rap di we no e kire no so no well says ni ogina ma me no she red ne nchen no I one eti as a rap or fa bibi wo down ho no kasa na bibi gene sem to from no fire eti ano na physical assault no ye brother eti nka CCTV camera ni ho anka rap beden kwame sanka CCTV enya juma hospital one can raf obeying because it's like a system against an individual. We are then kunim and people are associating RAF with NDC. RAF or a communications officer NDC. Savage Jamfi equal gold board or Natija RAF or a national youth organizer NDC. Pablo quite minister for you to know what Natija RAF. Basin tally, Ekoye, Kojini, why ye Jumano, what Natija Raf as Deputy National Youth Organizer. And as I say, a Kugan, someone your Deputy Communications Nibim, Raf na take over. Chairman Asia Dunketia, while running Pabwasha Raf, and a Fifi Kwete, says Raf and the personal assistant. So why do you, Mama Junior Jumo? Nasa Junior Juma ni Pedriana, let the mind work. Your mind for day. Opeso ya no de connect NDC. Raf Imun so no he speaks his mind. We NDC we NPP obekana dwanche so what person connect ya na de ne kofa Jo Mahama ho enso de mfa. But I'm happy that at least there is a video. Into more investigations, you know. So more video be anyway, yeah. That is different. But it's a video where pan a CCTV footage. Then you train. And Raf, wherever you are, I don't know your mood. Don't be afraid. May ya DNA may defend ya. I will not be afraid that somebody will arrest me. No. I will make sure I will stand up to the defense of Asamu Ameka. Samiti yai na maka bibi yes national security abeche me. O meti makume. No. And Nkrumah kure free prison by president in your case. Mandela free prison by president in your case.
Thanks for watching PENDREAM TV, where the truth is louder than the lies. Nana Darko has spoken, and the message is clear. Ghana deserves accountability, not excuses. Don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe for more videos. Until then, stay informed. Keep watching PENDREAM TV. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV now so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.